today I'm going to talk about approach notes and how to use approach notes in your improvisation, why they're super important for crafting a jazz solo, and we're going to do some exercises to apply them. So approach notes are melodic devices that lead into a target tone, usually a chord tone in our music, and it creates tension and release within your improvisation. So all the great soloists and a lot of great melodies too use approach notes to create interesting patterns of tension release and make things sound more musical. So this is a really important thing to learn if you want to make your solos more exciting and just feel more comfortable navigating the changes and creating an interesting solo. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show some exercises, so watch your music. I did some approach note exercises on the jazz standard Misty. I took the A section of it and I showed how to apply an approach note, and I'm approaching the third of the chord as my target note. Now you can approach any chord tone with approach notes, and you can also use the main note of your melody as your target tone also. So there's two ways that we can use approach notes, and the rules are that you can approach a target note chromatically from below, so coming from below the note chromatically a half step, or scalarly from above. So you're gonna need to know what the scale of that chord is and then do the next note in the scale and approach it from above. So I'm gonna do some examples, follow along with your music. I'm playing clarinet on this, but I'm gonna show the concert version here on the screen, and I have free PDFs of this exercise to download if you check out the comments link below so that you can practice these for your instrument, if you're a concert instrument, B flat or E flat instrument. So here we go. This is the scalar from above example of approach notes. So I'm going to take the note in, if I look at the chord that is coming up, I'm going to be taking the next note in that scale, that scalar from above. So for the first example, we have our third of the chord as a concert G. I'm going to be approaching it with a concert A flat, which is the next note in the E flat major scale. So here we go. And you can also sing these exercises or whatever instrument you're playing. So here is our backing track for the A section, and we are going to get going here. The great thing that works about a lot of these popular jazz standards is Misty is an AABA tune. So once you know how to do that over the A section, you've pretty much learned 3/4 of the tune. So that was scalar from above. So the next one I'm going to do is chromatic from below. And basically these rules are just to creates really good voice leading rules. The rules of the scalar from above or chromatic from below just creates the best sounding resolution. Of course, once you master these, there's exceptions to the rule and you can go outside these, but this is just going to sound really great in your improvisation. All right, so this is going to be the chromatic from below example of our approach notes. So now we can combine both approaches, and that sounds really cool, and it's creating what's called an enclosure. This is one example of an enclosure where we're going to enclose the note. Again, this is something that a lot of really great jazz soloists do. So we are going to be combining the scalar from above and chromatic from below approach in this next example. You could also do it the opposite way, but this is just how I decided to do it. So we're going to be going above and below the note to create an enclosure. And that should sound pretty cool. So here is the final example where we're combining both approaches. where I will try to use some of these approach notes, the enclosures, the scalar from above, the chromatic from below. I actually haven't written this out beforehand, so this is going to be totally improvised, just so you can see how I incorporate these examples into my playing. So this is how you would incorporate it in a more organic way once you've mastered the scalar from above, chromatic from below, and you can apply it with different chord tones as your target notes also. I wasn't doing specifically just the thirds, I was doing the thirds and other notes, and I was also using parts of the scale to create a really hopefully cool and interesting solo that sounds very organic and interesting to listen to, but still incorporates parts of the melody, which is crucial for having a good solo. So I hope that was helpful. If you're interested in learning more about approach notes and improvisation, I run a monthly membership program called Improv Academy. This was actually an excerpt from an explanation of one of our live classes where we did a tune of the month, Misty. This was our tune of the month, and we did approach notes on that and a play along class. So each month we have a tune of the month, and we have 2 live classes that I do, and we're also partnered with Chris Howes from Creative Strings to have a bunch of like 10 or 15 other live master classes. They're all recorded, so you can watch the replay on your own time. We also have a private Facebook group for comments, and I can listen to your playing and give you personal feedback. So I'll put the link to Improv Academy below in case that's something you're interested in. I also have a video library of over 50 videos of jazz theory on scales, harmonies. So if you're listening to this and you're like, maybe some of those chords or more advanced chords like diminished or altered chords would be good to get some extra help on. That is definitely something that I am doing live classes on and have in my video library. So I hope you'll consider working with me if you thought that this class was valuable, and let me know what you thought about and if you have any ideas for new content I could create for our channel. Thanks so much and have a great day.